Hello, CabinCon people. Welcome to Hope City, 7 Years of Chaos. I hope you enjoy the game. Kotu, thank you for the opportunity to once again sponsor CabinCon. I look forward to your feedback and the feedback of everyone at CabinCon on this game because Justin Land and myself are partnering together to launch this on Kickstarter in October, and we hope for your support. We hope for your engagement. We hope for you to help us tweak this. Scott Berkheimer has also been instrumental in some of the game dynamics. This is a project we've been working on for over 2 years. As you can see, the artwork is not quite finished. We are trying to tidy that up, but we are slowly moving forward. So, let's begin. This is the setup. You need a board. You need chaos cards and hope cards. You need resource cubes. You need meeples, characters, we call them citizens. You need thugs. You need objectives. These are our objective cards. We have politics, economics, society, technology, environment, all the key aspects of the city. Then we have major objectives, which will be a random assortment of objectives, which I'll get into more later. Then we have character cards, player cards, that tell you not only turn order, but this is a role-playing game. Each character or citizen has unique features to it. You have the future track, so you want to put one chaos card on the T, so you start the game with FU, all right? You also want to have a year marker, we got that, and we want to have a business expansion marker right here, both on number 1. You have some dice, and then you have one citizen's particular dice. So let's see, anything else? We have more resource cubes, we have more corruption cubes, and we have some more thugs. And that's, I believe, everything to the setup. All right, moving along into how to play the game. First thing to think about is that this is a 3 to 6 player game. You want to make sure you have the mayor in every game. Yes, a reminder, each citizen starts with one random capital cube from the citizen wage bag. In the citizen wage bag is 3 capital cubes of each color. So you would have 3 purple, 3 brown, 3 green, 3 blue, 3 orange, plus 2 corruption, 1 for each thug, and 3 hope cubes, which are the color yellow. All right, there will never be any more than 3 hope cubes in the game, except for maybe, I think there might be 1 card that lets that happen. And there will be perhaps a lot more corruption entering the citizen wage bag. And there's one other type of cube, which is your talent cubes. We'll get more into those later, but they will never enter the citizen wage bag. Each citizen gets 3 chances to use their talent. So, back to 3 to 6 players. We have the mayor who starts. She must be in every game. There are 3 main things that must happen in each year or each round. And those are, first off, you must resolve a chaos card. Okay, you pick it, you read it, you resolve it. It gets put at the bottom of the deck. Second thing that happens is the mayor takes her turn. Then you go clockwise. At the end, after the last player, you count up how many thugs are on the city, and then you put that much corruption into the citizen wage bag. So if you don't deal with evil, evil will deal with you. All right. Let me mention the overarching theme of the game. You are citizens combating chaos. It is a cooperative game played in 7 rounds in which you are trying to construct 5 city sites. Now, we're going to use these because they don't have the sculpted pieces yet that we hope to create. But for each one, you have a city site. Conversely, though, if you don't get to build all the city sites, there might be an urban blight that appears on the board. the way you win is by having 3 city sites after 7 years, or by having 5 city sites anytime during the game. You lose, obviously, if you don't have the city sites, but if you have 5 urban blights, that is what we call an epic fail. That's when your city becomes Chaos City and it goes into ruin. So there is a way to lose more terribly than other times. Okay, that's basically what you're trying to achieve here. And the way you construct these city sites is by accomplishing certain objectives. And when you accomplish these objectives, they give you benefits, rewards for your success. And if you fail, then obviously you're going to be hindered or harmed, and urban blights might come out. Now, certain cards, by achieving their objective, particularly the major objectives, let you place a city site automatically. Most of these cards do not allow you to do that. But the other way to put out a city site is by successfully achieving one set of each different type of objective. So if you achieve a politics, an economics, society, technology, and environment, then you will place one city site anywhere you want. Okay? Then you would clean the set off. We'll just do that. You would clean the set off, and they would no longer be part of the game. If you run out of objectives, you can shuffle them back in. All right. So, what does a turn order look like? Again, you resolve a chaos card. The mayor takes her turn. She has 1 capital cube to start with. She will take her citizen wage, which is 1 cube. It is an environment or a brown cube. So the mayor's second step is that she can then trade this in for a different color. So let's say she wants to trade it in for purple, which is a society cube. She now has a society and a hope cube. The hope cube is wild. It can be whatever she wants. So let's say she does that. On her third turn, she wants to move. She is going to move to society because she has a purple cube. That makes sense. Colors are important. She will then step 3 as move. 4 is to face a thug attack if they are present. There are no thugs, so she would draw a society card. The first thing you want to look at is the capital cube cost. She needs a purple and a brown. Well, she has a purple and a yellow, which a yellow is anything, so she can attempt this card if she wants to. The second thing to look at is the card text. Love. Give away your cubes to a citizen with fewer cubes until they have more than you. That's love. So, if the mayor pays for this card to attempt it, she would put the cubes into the bag, okay? And then she would have to resolve the text to achieve it. But she has no more cubes to give away. That's a problem. She cannot attempt this card. Well, she could, but she would fail it. Instead of failing the card, she can then decide not to attempt it, so she gets her cubes back, not to attempt it, and she will put it in the future. Now, as you can see, there are only 2 spots open on the future track. This blocks the future. This card can slide forward and backward to allow or prevent more cards from being put on the track to achieve at a later time. She is not able to do anything, so then her turn ends. The card stays here. That's one scenario. Let me give you another scenario. Instead of trading her environment cube for a society cube, she decides that she is going to trade it for an economics cube. So she has a hope cube and an economics cube. The third step is to move. Instead of moving from politics to society, she moves to economics. The fourth, she must face a thug attack. There is 1 thug there, so she must roll 1 die. It's a 1. The thug does not hit. A thug hits on 5 or 6. If a thug hits, you would take a corruption from the pool and place it on the citizen card. So she is safe. Then she would take an economics card. Here she needs a green and an orange. She has a green and a wild, can be anything. So she can, again, pay for this, but can she achieve it? Success if no cards in the oppression pile, and mayor is not the mobster. Okay, so the mayor is currently the mayor. No cards in the oppression pile. The oppression pile is in politics, a fail category, so there are no cards there. So she would be able to not only attempt it, she could pay her cubes, but she would achieve it. If she achieves this, it goes into the success pile of prosperity, and she would get the success. The success on the objective is on the top, the failure is on the bottom. So the success is she gets to do 2 resistance rolls or take 2 cubes from the trade center. So she's feeling pretty poor. She might want to take 2 cubes from here, any 2 that she wants. Or she might want to do resistance rolls. Resistance rolls are an attempt to try and kill the thugs. Well, they don't die, they go back into the crowd. She's going to try and eliminate the 2 thugs. She hits on 4, 5, or 6. A 2 and a 6, so she can kill 1. She's going to choose to kill the thug in economics. Her turn is officially over because she has resolved the objective, put it in its spot, and we have placed it here in economics. So her turn is over. It is now the next player's turn. Repeat the same steps. A couple things to add. The mayor has 3 talent cubes. She can use these cubes anytime that she wants after taking her citizen wage. A talent cube is unique to that player, to that citizen. So for the mayor, her talent is that she can lead, which means she may attempt 1 failed card. Sometime in the future, there are going to be failed cards right here, and she will be allowed to attempt them as if they were in play. Other characters cannot attempt fail cards. The other thing she can do is not with her talent, but with her temptation. She can bribe. She could take 1 corruption to open the future track by 1, to shift this to here. So now there's the 3 cards can be played. This seems very advantageous, but it is also risky, because if the mayor gets another corruption, she is the only one that has only 2 spots for corruption. She will break bad, flip her card, and it will go to the mobster. The corruption cubes that were on her citizen card will go into the citizen wage bag for other characters, citizens to pull. And her talents will not be able to be used, but she still keeps them. Then, every time it is her turn, her character flaw will go into effect. Her character flaw specific is that she cannot place objectives in the future track, and she has to give 1 citizen a corruption cube. So she would have to give it to someone. So corruption is contagious. Not being able to place cards here means that she has to put them in the fail pile if she cannot attempt them and achieve them. You might be asking yourself, well, how can the mobster become the mayor again, because she seems to be hurting the team? Well, the way she becomes the mayor again is if someone attempts and achieves a politics card and it gets placed in the success pile, then she will become good once again. Okay? Now, if she were to use her talent cube, she would put it into the box, spend it, in other words, and then she may attempt 1 failed card, which obviously she would do that later. So her talents might come into play later in the game. She has no resources for her next turn until she pulls her citizen wage, but that is her turn. Next, after everyone has gone through their turns, you count. Now there's only 1 thug on the board. you would take one corruption and put it in the citizen wage bag. All right. Let me explain the objectives. I explained them a little bit. Like I said, the first thing you want to look at is the objective, is the capital cube cost. If you cannot pay it, just put it in the future. Or if you want to fail it, you can fail it. But if you fail it, the failure happens immediately. So if you have a full future track and it's your turn and you cannot pay the cost, then this card will be set here. You will roll a die, 1, in which case this card is the one that would fail. When it fails, the failure happens immediately, and this card goes into the future track. If you were to roll a number that is not currently represented by a card, 5, there's no card here, you would fail the one that was last chosen and place 1 urban blight in that particular case. All right, so that's one thing that happens with the objectives. As you see here, every card, all the objectives, the cost is either 1 or 2 cubes. It's always the color of the card, so always a brown for environment plus another cube color. So it will be 1 brown cube, or 1 brown and 1 orange, 1 brown and 1 green, 1 brown and 1 purple, 1 brown and 1 blue, 2 browns, or a brown and any color that you want. Okay, those are the different options of capital cube cost. If you can pay the cost, you move again into the text here to see if you will achieve it. So you pay the cost. This one says resistance rolls for all the thugs. And then you may pay cubes anytime to re-roll 1 for 1. So let's say we do a resistance roll. 5, we would kill the thug. This would be a success. If we had rolled a 1, the thug would still remain, and this card would go into the fail pile. It says, if there are no thugs on the city, you succeed. Okay? That's pretty much how the objectives work. The major objectives don't cost 1 or 2. They cost always 5, and it's 1 of each color. Obviously, the challenge is harder. The cost is more, but the reward is greater, and the punishment also is worse. So, you must go to the city space that matches the color of the objective you want to pursue. All right. Those are objectives and major objectives. Each color, each category is a specific part of the game. So for instance, politics. Politics help you open the future track, or conversely close it. Economics cards help you upgrade or downgrade business expansion, which I'll explain in a little bit. Society cards are wild, so they help with all different kinds of aspects of the game. Technology moves objectives from fail piles to success piles. Conversely, if you fail them, moves it from success piles to fail piles. And environment helps you get more capital cubes. So those are the 5 categories. Trying to keep this brief. We are almost done. We're under 10 minutes, but probably be under 15. Okay, the cubes match, obviously, their category. So the green cubes are economics cubes, and the orange ones are politics, and so forth. I already talked about the citizen cards and the character flaw when they break bad. Just to summarize once more, each citizen has a talent and a temptation. The temptations are usually pretty powerful. And when they break bad, their character flaw is unique to them as well. Okay. During the course of the game, you're going to find it useful to have hope cards. Hope cards are a game changer, as are chaos cards. Hope and chaos cards come into play when in certain rewards and failures of objectives, but also you can get a hope card if you achieve objective of your color. So if the mayor achieves a politics objective, she may then take a hope cube from the pile. And these are for that player only, to avoid the alpha effect of one player telling everyone what to do. So this player must keep it secret and can play the hope card anytime that they want. So this one says, been there, done that. Attempt one objective that costs 2 cubes or fewer for no cost. Play on your turn. So if the mayor, let's say, has no cubes, she can still go into this objective with some hope because she has a hope card that she can pay for it. All right, that's the power of the hope cards. So if you want to get a hope card, you must achieve an objective of your category, or you must get a reward that says take a hope card. Chaos cards happen at the beginning of each year, or at the beginning of each round. You resolve them, but also they are part of failing certain objectives. I already explained the future track. Again, the mayor helps open the future track, and so do the politics cards. I explained what happens if you have a card and you cannot put it in the future. It goes into the fail pile after rolling a die. Certain cards from the politics allow you to open up the future, which allow you to put more cards in there for more strategic play. So on a player's turn, they can, let's say it's the mayor, she can move to an economics and choose an economics objective, or she could choose to go to, let's say, society and attempt this card that's in the future track. Or because of her talent, she could pay a talent cube and attempt a card if it was in the fail pile by going to the technology space because it's blue. So the mayor has 3 options of where she can get her objectives. Most players have 2 places, there and the future. Now, I'll explain this a little bit, but it's kind of really just for thematic reasons. But on each board, you will see that there is a balance. So if you succeed in politics, then you have justice. If you fail in politics, you have oppression. Success in economics is prosperity. Failure is greed. Success in society is community. Failure is crime. Success in technology is progress. Failure in technology is warfare. Success in environment is renewal. Failure is slipping my mind. Yeah, you'll figure it out. I need to write it down. So we have renewal and we have waste. That's what it is, waste. Okay. There are certain cards that say you must, as an objective, you must not have any cards in the waste pile. If you have a card in the waste pile, then you will not achieve the objective. Others say you must have a card in the prosperity, and if you don't, you should not attempt that objective. Those are very few cards, but be careful about managing success and failure. It will be sometimes strategic to fail a card, believe it or not. Let me explain business expansion. Business expansion is also a game changer. It's a cooperative game, but each player is playing alone until business expansion goes up 1 level or 2. Right now, 1 player may attempt and achieve an objective. If this is moved to 2, 2 players may work together. So if it's the mayor's turn, she may recruit and say, hey, Ranger, will you help me attempt and achieve this objective? The Ranger has resource capital cubes to help. In no way can the mayor give the Ranger cubes. It is for the Ranger to participate. 2 players. The Ranger may share in the rewards if the card says so. Then, moving it up to 3 players may collaborate. Economics objectives are what help the business expansion to go up, to upgrade, or to downgrade. That's key. All right, and thugs. Thugs are nasty little critters. As I explained earlier, the thug attack, each player must face a thug attack if they move into a city space where there is a thug. Not only that, every objective that a citizen attempts when there's a thug there, and I didn't do this earlier, but for this one, it requires one orange capital cube, one politics capital cube. But if a thug is present in that city space, it now costs 1 plus any other cube. So we have these thugs that give you, attack you, and they also make objectives 1 cube more expensive. On top of that, they give corruption sometimes when cards dictate. All right, the fourth thing that they do is infect. Like I said, at the end of each year, if there are thugs on the board, 1 corruption for every thug goes into the citizen wage bag. The way to get rid of thugs is mostly from the engineer's talent. The engineer can pay her talent cube, roll the dice, and on a 5 or 6, eliminate a thug. Normally, the cards, the objectives, give you an opportunity to do a resistance roll, and success is on 4, 5, or 6. But the engineer's talent is 5 or 6. Corruption. Corruption. I've already explained that corruption on the citizen card can make someone break bad. If you have broken bad and you pull your citizen wage and it is a corruption, you do not keep it because you are already corrupt. Instead, you must give it to another citizen. Okay? Any citizen that you want. You take corruption from a successful thug attack on 5 or 6. You take it when you compromise your character by giving into temptation, and when another player gives you corruption. All corruption that comes from the pool goes back into the citizen wage bag. The doctor can heal. She can pay a talent to remove 1 corruption from another citizen, and her temptation, she can also sell scripts, and she takes 1 corruption. And then she may roll the die, and remove up to 5 corruption from all of the citizens. If she rolls a 6, nothing gets taken away. All right, that's pretty much it as far as corruption goes. City sites and urban blights. So in the event that you are told to place a city site, you can place it anywhere there is one. If you place it in politics, you would eliminate the thugs that are there immediately. Contrary, if you were supposed to place an urban blight and you wanted to place it in society, 2 thugs would immediately come out. If there are already 2 thugs there, then you would take 1 thug and place it anywhere else. Only 2 thugs can inhabit a city space at a given time. Okay. Also, with urban blights, if you place the urban blight in politics, the mayor will lose 1 of her talent cubes. So it's important to figure out where you want to place your urban blights and where you want to place your city sites, but you don't always have a choice. You must always place a city site before. Let me say this. You must always place an urban blight before you flip a city site. So instead of, it's time to put out an urban blight, I cannot flip this one until all the other ones have been filled with urban blights. So all spaces must be filled before they can convert into the opposite. And for thematic purposes, we won't get into this very much, but for thematic purposes, we have City Hall and we have the casino. We have the lab and we have a bunker. For economics, we have a bank and we have a pawn shop. For the environment, we have a park and we have a dump. For society, we have a school and we have a prison. Even though sometimes schools feel like prisons, that's how they work. So that's it in a nutshell. I believe that took about 12 minutes. If you have any questions, please email me. Please feel free to refer to the rules. And if I've missed anything, I apologize. Again, I just want to say thank you for participating in this experience and this experiment to make this game great.